Hey guys, it's NAMM 2019. We're on day 4. We've come downstairs, Hawley, and our first stop here is to see the Strymon guys, because they have a very cool new pedal in their range called the, am I going to pronounce this right, the Volante?
Volante.
Volante. And it's a magnetic echo machine. And this gentleman here, Peter, is one of the senior DSP guys, if not the senior DSP guy at Strymon, and he's going to tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, we created a 3-voice multi-head magnetic media delay that kind of encompasses some of the, I think, the range of possibilities of all the multi-head magnetic echoes of a number of decades past. And with 3 different voices, including the drum, which is based on the spinning platter, steel wire medium delays, tape on the cartridge and capstan and controller, kind of like space echo style. And then the studio is based on the reel-to-reel, kind of a cleaner, higher headroom, a more higher fidelity style, but all, again, with the multiple heads.
Cool. So I guess you choose the style that you want here. You've got some options on speed. I mean, you've got loads of options to do with, perhaps how degraded the tone's going to be and the mechanics of it all. Do you want to just talk us through some of this?
Absolutely. So record level is the first in line. Basically, it's an analog gain stage that sends a hotter signal to the signal processor. So the record level control itself is only changing the gain of that analog gain stage, which then is processed internally to create the nuances of the different sounds. Mechanics, it changes for each of the different styles. In drum, it creates like a cyclical perturbation of the speed of the platter. In tape, it adds more random wow and flutter artifacts along with the tape splices and crinkles. And then in studio, it's more of a traditional, a bit of a compound waveform LFO, but kind of a nicer modulation. The low cut will remove the low end from the repeats, which really kind of cleans it up and keeps it from getting muddy. The wear simulates the wear of the head and the media, which prevents high frequencies from being recorded, so it really can roll off a lot of the top end. Then the spacing control, well, we'll go to the heads will actually are easily selectable between playback and feedback. We have 4 heads, and you can listen to the output of the head. You can feed back that head's signal to the back into the loop, and you can do any of those independently. So you can feed back a head that you're not listening to, and there was an old Benson machine called the 603 that is not as well known, but it did have 4 individual buttons for playback and feedback. So we figured if you have that, then you have all the possibilities covered. And then we've added a spacing knob to that, and what that does is head 4 is the quarter note repeat, so that no matter what you've tapped or the time setting is, that's your quarter note. And then the other 3 heads, the spacing of them is determined by this knob, so it goes from even to triplets to the golden ratio to the silver ratio and anywhere in between. So that what's cool about that is like this Roland Space Echo 501, which again isn't as popular as the 201. Its heads were intentionally spaced unevenly in a series that's essentially the golden ratio, and you get like a different kind of density, buildup of the echoes, and it creates a very different experience. So by including that also kind of allows us to look at multi-head machines where the heads were intentionally or unintentionally misaligned a bit.
So it's fair to say it's probably the ultimate kind of vintage echo machine sort of replicator. Have you got some favorite settings that you can just sort of give us a little bit of a blast?
Sure. So that's all heads active there. So bring the record level back. We can clean up the repeats there. If I change the repeat feedback to head 4, so you can hear the difference. We can even say, okay, let's listen to head 3 repeat, but we don't want to hear its playback. We spent a lot of time to make sure that the the action as you bring the repeats up and it goes into self-oscillation, that really kind of sits in a musical way, and gives you some of the experience of those vintage machines. And we can run the machine at 3 different speeds. And the mechanics control and the dynamics of the machines react accordingly. So if we listen to the mechanics control at maximum and the drum, you'll hear that cyclical variation of the speed. And if we speed up the machine, you'll hear that happen twice as fast.
To play a bit of shadows there. I heard it coming.
Oh, yeah. I won't do anything beyond 7 notes. If we go to the tape, actually, let's go back here for a sec to show the range. In our experience with any of these old vintage machines, the level of condition that they're in, it varies greatly, and the ones that are in kind of poor health have still a certain charm to them, and we've got one in our office that is darker than you could imagine, but we wanted to allow for that range of tones. So the low cut at minimum will actually add a little bit of that low mid frequency. Let's go back. So if we bring that up, we can kind of get rid of that bump a bit. So with the wear at minimum, we still see the high end coming through. Now we take the low cut to maximum, we'll get a very band pass repeat. And if the heads are misaligned, you can get this effect where it's super high passed. And if we go in the opposite direction, we can get a very dark, murky repeat.
I love it.
Let's see. Yeah. So it's really a wide range of adjustment with those different styles. And like here, if we do heads 1, 3, and 4, this is the Space Echo 501. So you can hear how the repeats kind of build on each other here. Let's speed that up a little bit here. Compared to even, it's a very different vibe. But this is what a space or 201 would sound like this. The 501 would sound like this.
Well, clearly we need to get this into our studio.
Absolutely need to have
Plug
that.
it in, a couple of big stereo guitar amplifiers.
2-hour-long video it would be with me.
I apologise. Hopefully, trying to pick up these 2 little stereo monitors here and also listen to what Pete was saying at the same time. Hopefully, waving the microphone around hasn't made it too difficult to hear what was going on. But I gather these are coming March time, and I believe in the UK these are going to be just under £400. So that's highly competitive for this kind of. I mean, there's going to be a lot of fans of this sort of vintage Echo, whether it's Gilmour fans or Hank Marvin fans or loads and loads of U2, all kinds of cool bands. Anyway, look, we'll see what we can do. Thank you very much for showing us through it.
Absolutely, thanks for coming by.
No problem at all. See you in the next one. Although hopefully there won't be a next one because I think this could be the last one. But you never
Please.
Please.
Well, thank you very much for watching NAMM coverage 2019.
I think this probably won't be the last one, so let's do that.
It won't be.
One.
So let's not thank you yet.